Ooh wee, man. I apologize. There was some technical difficulties happening there, so I couldn't tell you exactly what was going on. So look, first of all, welcome to the show tonight. If you're just tuning in, I'm yours truly, uh, past Grandmaster Tony Hawkins, aka Tony Muhammad, of the most wishful John G. Jones Grand Lodge, State of California, Research Lodge number 147. Definitely want to welcome you to the show tonight. We got a lot to talk about this evening. The call-in number tonight is going to be 619-286-0642 is the call-in number tonight. Greetings, everybody that's coming on. So look, tonight we're going to talk about things that are good for the order, okay? Things that are good for the order. That's including the sisters too, and a lot of times we tend to forget the sisters, but on this particular show, this platform, we try not to do that. We want to definitely include them, because they bring a whole lot to the table. So tonight we're talking about for the good of the order. A lot of our Masonic organizations have done a lot of great things in the community, and we need to start to really magnify those things. Yes, we magnify the differences that we may have. We even talk about them and what we can do to better each other. We do all of that. But let's talk about some of the great things that we do in the community as Masons and as the Sisters of the Order of the Eastern Star. Let's talk about some of those great things, because I personally believe that we forget about those great things. We get caught up, and I'm included, we get caught up in those things that don't really push the issue about what we're really all about. We get caught up in it. Who's this and who's that, my affiliation, your affiliation. But tonight, brothers and sisters, we're going to talk about something that is good for the order. We're going to talk about that thing that works for us, how we go into the different communities, how we actually give kids scholarships, how we buy bikes for Christmas, backpack drives, cleaning up your neighborhood. We're talking about things that we know that we do for the good of the community, for us as Mason Eastern Stars. We want to talk about those positive things that we do in our community that really helps to uplift what the community is all about, because too many times we tend to forget that. We tend to set that aside, and we miss that. That's what we do. We miss out on telling everybody about the good things we do, how we help good men become better men, how we help sisters to emulate those 5 herons of the order and emulate the 5 positions in life as a woman. We tend to forget that. We tend to forget how we help boys become men. We tend to forget that. We tend to forget a lot of positive stuff that we do, be it whatever name your jurisdiction or affiliation is. We want to highlight those things tonight. So if you got something that is going on in your community, in your Grand Lodge, your chapter, your lodge is a part of that, please, you can call in tonight. We need to talk about those great things that we do. And I can start that off by saying, here in California, under the leadership of Kevin Sanders, Grand Master of State for the Most Wishful John G. Jones Grand Lodge of California, we have a scholarship fund. And we have been able to give sometimes 2 scholarships a year, to help kids to reach their goal as far as going to college. And we have actually supported several students 4 years. 4 years through their college life, we have been there to support them. Okay? And not only that, sickle cell, we have donated to sickle cell. We have donated to different various charities like San Diego Mission here in San Diego. We've donated to them. Help feed the homeless. We've done that. So there's a lot of things that various Grand Lodges and jurisdictions and lodges and chapters have done to really help move their community. The ideal is what is your organization doing? We could talk all day about our differences, but if you're not putting in the hard work that is needed to show people what this organization is all about, then you're not putting in any work. You're not doing anything. And I would say that to anybody across the board. And like I said before, I can only speak specifically for my jurisdiction as far as what we do in the community. You know, how we work with various organizations along the way. We've even worked with some of the Greek organizations, such as Phi Beta Sigma. You know, big shout out to Phi Beta Sigma here in San Diego. We've even worked with other Masonic lodges, such as Malachi Lodge, working up under the Most Wishful St. Peter's Grand Lodge here in San Diego, their jurisdiction. So, you know, I mean, I'm just saying, brothers, we have to wake up and realize the good things we do to help better and aid our communities. That's all I'm saying. We got to start putting those things out there, and including myself. I mean, a lot of times, you know, we hop on that which we see that we're not doing, but let's talk about some things that we are doing tonight. And I believe that when we do that, we'll be able to take the trial once again and spread the cement of brotherly love. We'll be able to emulate those 5 herons of the order when we tell people this is what we do. You know, because I believe personally that a lot of brothers really don't know what we do. They don't. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I can actually tell you what we do, you know, as far as this jurisdiction. Are you able to do the same? So the call in to number tonight, 619-286-0642. Just want to send a big shout out to Zerubbabel Grand Lodge out of Baltimore. Grand Master of State is William T. Hill. Want to send him a big shout out. He was supposed to be on the show tonight, but I don't know what happened to Brother Hill. I texted him up, I left him a message, and hopefully he'll give a call in tonight. So once again, let's talk about those great things we do. And if your Grand Lodge, or even if your Grand Chapter has programs that's going to benefit their community, please tell us about those things that you got going on in your community that's going to really affect, that's going to build up, that's going to really push the issue about what we're doing. Thus, the Constitution states that there is a federal income tax law. Wait a minute, where you going with that, Malcolm Prophet? We also adopt elementary schools. That's what I'm talking about, Brother Lewis. That's great. All right, that's it. You know, you got to spread they see men of brotherly love. Greetings to everybody that's coming on tonight, and welcome to the show once again. Tonight, we want to wake up and begin to really talk about the great things that we do in Freemasonry. I know we oftentimes talk about some of the rough edges and how we are able to better ourselves. But I believe tonight is just one of them things we just got to set aside and just talk about some of the things that we do that are great for the organization. Whether it be adopting a class, you know, whether it be mentoring, any of that. I think all of that really helps to benefit the organization as a whole. I really do. And that's a great thing when we're able to do it. It really is. The process is, how do we get others to buy into that? How do we get the community to see and to buy into that which we are a part of, that which we are definitely working on as ourselves? I believe that we can do that. But what's going to need to happen is that we somehow are going to have to really push that envelope so they can actually see. I don't think a lot of people see exactly what we do. You know, my Grand Lodge has a retirement home. That's what I'm talking about right there. Most state Grand Lodges have a retirement home for those who have gotten older and they can't really be at their home. Most of them do. Most Grand Lodges of state have a retirement home, or they put their money into one. They support one. I know here in California, I can only speak for my Grand Lodge. I would say that we don't have a retirement home, but we go to retirement homes to let the elderly know that we are thinking about them, whether it be for any of the holidays or just any time of the year where we want to put together a fundraiser and do something for those who are less fortunate, do something for the elderly, something for the youth, to let them know this is what this organization is all about. Too many times that's left out. That is left out. We just want to be able to point that out. You know, just want to be able to point those things out. And I believe we can do those things. So, Please, once again, welcome. I know the Prince Hall Masons here in Omaha, Ned, do a lot of greetings school kids through the school year. Great. That's what I'm talking about right there. Going to the school and greet the kids along the way. Let them know that we are concerned about them. You know, a lot of times I believe that our youth don't believe that the adults care about them. We need to protect our kids. There's too many predators out there looking to suck our kids up, looking to cause harm to our kids. So if your lodge or if your chapter is going to the schools or meeting or greeting the kids along the way to protect them as they come to school, that's an awesome thing. We need more of that. And the only way we're going to do that is we get involved with those exact things. We also cook we also cook for all first responders twice a year. I need to be a part of that. I'm a first responder, Brother Montgomery. I definitely need to be in Texas when you begin that cookout at Good Texas Barbecue for those first responders. I'm there, bro. I just need to know when you're going to do it since it's twice a year. That's all I'm saying. We need brothers and sisters to wake up and understand that we are needed. You know, there's only a few organizations like this one that go and do the work, that try and help a good man to become a better man, that put in the work to help a woman into her womanhood. You know, I would say this because I work with them, and that's my brothers from the Nation of Islam. They do a hell of a thing in the community, you know, by going and getting those who are less fortunate and cleaning them up and really, you know, really just getting them to be the man they should be. I commend that organization for doing that. We can talk about them and what they don't do, but brothers and sisters, this is one of the things that we all know they do. It is a fact that during the cocaine and crack epidemic in Chicago and other places, that the nation actually put together a format to go in and help clean up and make communities safe. They did that work. They did the work. It was proven that they went in and they did the work. The government even investigated that they did the work. Crime dropped when they moved in, right? When the nation moved into these so-called ghettos and community, the crime dropped. But you know what? They pulled the funding. They didn't want to fund anything like that. They want to continue to allow crime to exist when it didn't have to. I'm not saying they could have gotten rid of all the crime. I'm just saying that anytime you have an organization such as the Nation of Islam to go into your community or any community that is that has a high crime rate, and they go in, these brothers don't have guns, but they go in, and just out of respect alone for who they are, they're able to smooth over or make right, or to bring a truce between the gangs and to ease the pain in the community and to build up those brothers. Anytime you have an organization like that, you have to support an organization like that. And then that's where I'm at. This is why my lodge, Hosea Lodge number 7, we work with the nation. They have several programs here in San Diego that we get down with, you know. So I can only tell you what we do here. And I'm quite sure as I read and I see what other organizations and Grand Lodges are doing, it is fantastic. You know, it really is. It's a great thing to see and to do. The ideal is for us to continue to push forth the work so everyone can see what we do. Be it your donations to sickle cell, be it Shriners to the Shriners Hospital, be it going to see the homeless and feed the homeless, and, you know, all of those great things we do. I see some lodges and chapters have signs on the freeway saying they adopted this freeway and they keep it clean. Those things like that, people need to see. They need to know that this is what we do. But sometimes it doesn't happen that way. They only see, you know, us regale St. John's Day, you know, at a Masonic funeral, OES funeral. Those are things that they see. You know, they they'll go the Masons. No, they need to understand that we're always here. We haven't gone anywhere. You know, and when they're able to see that and know that the brothers gave a scholarship or helped Mrs. Ann to paint her house or to move her, whatever, they need to know that we're here. You know, I will tell you this. On Monday, was it Monday? Today is Friday. No, today is Saturday. So it was on Thursday. On Thursday, we cut neighbors' yards on Thursdays. And we did 3 neighbors' yards. We did a sister of the Order of the Eastern Star. We did her yard. She lives right across the street from me. We did 2 of my neighbors' yard. Well, 1, 2. We actually did 4 yards, you know. Got the grass cut, cleaned the grass up. My neighbor next door, he's a Mason from the California Grand Lodge. He's a little older now. He can't really he gets around. He still works, but he has a bum knee. I know that. All right? So I took my lawnmower out and mowed his yard for him. You know? Didn't tell him I did it. I just did it. That's what we're all about. My neighbor next door to me, my other neighbor, did the same thing for him. The neighbor next to him cut his yard too. We don't have to necessarily be at odds all the time. But this is just some of the great things we do in the community. And they need to know that. They need to know what we do. Plain and simple. So, how you doing out there tonight? The phone line is open. The phone line is open. And the number is 619-286-0642. If you want to call in and tell us about some of the great works that your organization is doing. And it would be totally awesome to hear from you in your jurisdiction. Sisters, the same thing. This goes out to the sisters too. It would be great to hear from the sisters and what their chapters are doing. I would tell you this. My wife's chapter, last night, they all got together and they had corn, shrimps, lobster, and sausage. They did their thing last night. That was their fellowship. I come home and I'm like, wow, they went out and just brought it all back and they was doing it. That was their personal fellowship. Somebody said that you don't necessarily go to people's homes anymore. I would tell you this. The best thing that the brothers and sisters can do is to go to each other's home and fellowship. That's the best thing you can do. Go to each other's home and fellowship. It doesn't always have to be out at a club or at the park. You know, sometimes it's best to go home, break the grill out, sit around, you know, and have a good conversation with your brothers and sisters. And we do that, you know. I'm not saying that we do it all the time, but when it's done, we enjoy it. Hold on just a second. Yeah, how can I help you?
Hey, Brother Hawkins, this is Brother Montgomery.
Hey, Brother Montgomery, talk to me.
All right, you just said to talk about what lodges do as far as the community.
Right.
I just put on the website, I don't know if you can see it, on the chat.
Uh-huh.
We do bourbon and cigar night.
Oh, bourbon and cigar night. Yeah. I like that.
Bourbon and cigar night at the Scottish Rite Temple here in El Paso.
Okay.
So it's pretty much like a meet and greet. Like, if you're not a Mason, if you're interested, we invite our friends to come with us. You know, we tell them it's a party, things like that. And
right.
if you're interested, you can ask brothers there.
Okay.
Whether it's of my Blue Lodge or a different Blue Lodge, we don't even care if you're PHA. You know, you just come out, you fellowship, and if you're interested, you ask questions.
Man, now, you know what? I may have to take you up on that. We may have to look at doing something like that, bourbon. I don't smoke a cigar. But you know what? I definitely, you know, hey, for that night, I may have to do a stogie. That's great, man.
Yeah, you don't have to drink if you don't want to. You don't have to. It's pretty much just fellowship. It's to help people who don't know nothing about Masonry. Like I said, I've also put on there about the retirement home. We do have one here in Texas, under Grand Lodge, Texas, where all older Masons who can't work, who pretty much retired, they have the choice of staying there. if you're endowed, once you're endowed, you have the right to go stay at the retirement home if you choose to.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's great, man. So you're saying that once you are endowed, once you have done your time, your 50 years, whatever you've done, your donations, you can actually go at this retirement home and be there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can, hey, bruh, you can't ask for a better organization that does that for you. You can't, no. You can't. That's, hey, bruh, I'm very honored and proud to hear that in regards to your organization, your jurisdiction is doing such a thing. That's great, man. And that is what we need to promote more.
Oh yeah, yeah. We do. We try to take care of we try to take care of other brothers. So we get it. Hey, once you get up there in age, you can't do for yourself. So hey, the retirement home is pretty much your home. Like you're gonna always have people there, 24 hours, round the clock staff to clean you, bathe you, feed you. And have other brothers, come there. So if you're in the Grand Line session and you're pretty much retired or you're well known in your community, hey, go back. We feed you, talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
We ask you how was it when you came up as a Mason over the years and how it's changed, what you like and don't like, and
mm-hmm.
it helps. It helps. It helps us try to keep some traditions, but also what we need to fix.
Yes, absolutely.
As an organization.
And you know what? The thing is, you don't leave brothers behind. Brothers don't leave brothers behind. Even if you don't have a retirement home, and you know that the brother's in a retirement home, you may know that the brother is at home and can't come to lodge meetings no more because he has gotten older. Maybe she's gotten older. Yeah. Please go by there and see them. Take the sister some roses and a box of candy and a blanket or something. Take the brother some candy and take him a robe. Take him a shirt with the Masonic emblem on. Let him know that he's not forgotten. When you're able to do things like that, it really epitomizes what this organization is all about. We're not forgetting those who put the work in because it was in their heart, so they put the work in. And man, I commend and I congratulate your jurisdiction on such a thing that they do. To hear that really is great.
Yeah. And I do know I've been busy with work lately. We've been in the military. But Marshal Master, he's already said before he gets out, or he's gonna try to convince the new Marshal Master when he comes out to eat. To start doing more with Prince Hall side here in El Paso and in Texas to do more joint community events together.
Right, and that's a great thing. That's great right there in itself. That's the
biggest thing that we're trying to get across now next year. But I'll be gone, moving to Jacksonville then.
Okay.
To start it. But he just told me he said if I do when I do change my jurisdiction, because I've been going to Florida, he said if I do switch over to PHA, he said he'll love to have that fellowship from Texas to Florida.
There it is right there. That's the connection right there. As it should be. Nothing different, but it should be that way. And this is the greatness of the Fraternal Order of Freemasons in the Order of the Eastern Star. I remember once someone told me, long before we had what we call Social Security, the Freemasons had their own way of taking care of their members. And from there, the Social Security system was born. Now, how true is that? I don't know. But I do know at the time, the President of the United States was a Mason. So who knows? I'm just saying, who knows? The Social Security system as we know it today hadn't been around that long.
Are you talking about like the endowment process? How, like I know from my jurisdiction, once you become an endowed member, even in death, you still get $21 from that brother Mason.
You get how much?
It's for anything. You'll always get a little form of income from him.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, so that's pretty much how we do it here. So once you become an endowed member or whatnot, and you pass on, and it's been decades, you're always going to keep getting $21 from the said member.
Wow.
Basically. It's always going to be coming in to the Grand Lodge, and also a portion of that will come to your Blue Lodge.
Right.
So, no matter what, that's why I can say it's highly incentivized to become an endowed member, because you don't have to pay your yearly dues because you're endowed.
Right.
You're already in there. But it benefits the Grand Lodge and the Blue Lodge, decades down the road, even if you decide to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you still, Grand Lodge and Blue Lodge still get that, cut.
And how much does it cost to be an endowed member?
For us and our Blue Lodge now that's every Blue Lodge is different.
Uh-huh.
So some Blue Lodges might be 1,000. My Blue Lodge is 500.
Uh-huh.
You get 500, you're an endowed member. But
right.
It might be different out in Houston or Lodge in Texas. I just know it's different per Blue Lodge.
Okay, that's good to know, man.
Based on the number of your members, because here in El Paso, it's relatively, the cost of living isn't that high.
Right.
Houston is different.
Uh-huh.
So that's pretty much what helps maintain the Blue Lodge. So that's why we don't want to try to break the brothers, but we got to, make us an income and a profit from it.
Okay. And so when do you do this cookout for the first responders?
Say again?
I said, when do you do cookouts for first responders?
It's usually in the summertime, actually. So it could be anywhere in between the months of May and early September. We do it. Sometimes, and Melissa Master, they might do one a year. Sometimes they usually do 2 a year. So it's usually they'll put it out a time frame, and then they'll just say, hey, they invite all the first responders here in the El Paso area. We get up early, dress up, and then we just cook for them.
Man, now that's putting yourself on the map. That's putting yourself on the map. You know what? I can't do it myself, but I'm going to take it back to my lodge. We have a place that is here in San Diego. We call it the Four Corners, right? In the African American community, those corners connect all of the neighborhoods together. It's 4 corners, and on this corner there's like a island, and you can actually set up barbecues and you can do things there. With your idea, I'm going to take that and ask my lodge, would they mind doing a barbecue or a cookout right there on the 4 corners for any and everybody that wants to come by. I think that's a great idea. I mean, it'll cost you a few dollars, but just to be out there and assist and aid says a lot about, your organization and what you're all about. That is great right there.
Yeah, because they'll also show everybody in the community, what the Masons are about. The Masons are about giving back to the community. They're all about giving. They're doing this for us out of their own pockets. And we don't even charge. We just tell them to come out to get a free meal.
Right.
It comes out of our own pocket. So
yeah. So
we just stop by a few days before we have it. We'll put in an email or go by personally. Hey, this is the time we're having first responders meal.
Oh wow.
If y'all have the time, can you come out? If you can't, we will deliver to y'all.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? There's a couple of fire stations right there by the 4 corners. Well, it's actually one big one. We might just have to say, look, hey, this is open to the community. Do about maybe I would say the best thing, we don't have that type of money that the Grand Lodge of Texas have, but but I think we can do okay with about a couple of thousand. I think we'll be able to do quite a bit,
Oh yeah. But and like I said, it's just to give back to the community. We do it once, try to do it twice a year. But those are just some of the things else we do. I mean, we do a lot more. I know here in El Paso, of course, the annual scholarships, giving back whatever you can. Children trying to go to college, whether that's $5,000, $1,000. I think the most I've heard my Blue Lodge ever gave was close to $10,000 some years ago to some students. That's pretty much the biggest thing. Education,
right?
Make your first responders, taking care of the older Masons, you know, as far as making sure they're getting to the retirement home, and just flourishmen in the community. Just to, and also, we just had the Bourbon and Cigar Night a few weeks ago that I didn't attend, but apparently it's always there to just inform people and also fellowship with other brother Masons.
Okay, that's great. You know, it's kind of funny. I find that when I don't really talk about controversial things, I don't get this huge turnout, you know, of people really tuning in, and I know that I know people want to see you be controversial at times in regards to some things, and that's okay. But like I said tonight, I think it's sometimes, you know, we have to talk about those great things that we do in the community. When we send off kids to college and support them and their families, when hurricanes and tornadoes devastate the community, that we are there to assist and to aid. People need to know that when kids need backpacks for schools, that we're there to assist and to aid. You know, a lot of times, you know, they just don't see it. They don't get it. I mean, you know, we do it, but it really needs to be seen and pushed. You know, I don't care what jurisdiction you're in. It really needs to be seen and pushed. And I just want to thank you for calling in tonight, Brother Terrell. Montgomery, I think it's a great thing, and I thank you for sharing, because I'm definitely going to pitch on two of those things that you talked about.
Oh yeah, not a problem. Anytime. If you need any more details on any of the things we do and try to incorporate it into your jurisdiction, you already got my number. Just give me a call, and I'll be happy to help you in the way I can.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you calling in.
Yep, no problem.
All right. Hey, we have a free line, so if you want to call in tonight and talk about your jurisdiction and what you do, you're certainly welcome to do so. So this is that night, Saturday night, where you can just call in and say, look, I just want to tell you what we're doing here in this jurisdiction. So we heard from Texas. Is there anybody else out there, be it the Order of the Eastern Star or a chapter or lodge, that want to call in and say this is the work that they're doing? You know, I see brothers are posting up. I see Brother Lewis is posting up some of the things that they're doing as far as paying off buildings and doing different things like that in the community. Brother County Cook, if you want to call in, you know, I see my lodge does a lot for the Boys and Girls Club here. Where is here, Brother Cook? Could you tell me where is here? And if you want to call in and talk about it, you're certainly welcome to do so. That number is 619-286-0642. So look, as long as I'm on tonight screaming live, that number is available. When I'm out, when this show is over, don't call the number unless I tell you to call it. And until then, you know, let's keep it hope live. Let's keep it moving, because I'll be receiving phone calls and I'm not even live on the show, and brothers, we want to talk. And it's okay sometimes, but I just need to let you know when I'm not live screaming. And I haven't said that, you know, call the show afterwards. You know, you got about 15 minutes or so to do that. You know, cut me a little slack. I don't mind having a conversation, but just cut me a little slack. So tonight, I want you to wake up, sisters and brothers, and I want us to tell everybody about, you know, what the Masons and Eastern Stars are doing and what we're about. So if you want to call in, you're certainly welcome to do so. I think it's going to benefit individuals and people who are looking to be joining Freemasonry, so they can have a better understanding. Hey, if you want to say this is what Grand Lodge you're part of, we are here in this state, you want to promote yourself right now, you want to call into the show just to give a shout out, you're welcome to do that. You know, I don't care if you're Prince Hall, Modern Free International, whatever. Call in, let us know. Tell us who you are and what you're all about and what you're working on, because this is what's going to really push Masonry, keep us alive, keep us vibrant in the community, keep us pushing. I know a brother was talking the other night. He was talking in regards to being in Chicago, and they have what they call a Council of Grand Lodges out of Chicago, and it's a great thing that they do there. And I know here in California, you have the Southern Conference of Grand Lodges, where various Grand Lodges come together and work together. I know in New York they have a thing where Grand Lodges come and work together. So it just goes to show you we can actually work together if we choose to. The ideal is that most of us don't choose to work together because of whatever reason there may be. But tonight we're talking about those great things that we do in the community as far as helping a high school student who's about to graduate and going to college. You know, I mean, and I would say this, college is not meant for everyone. There are some skilled trades out there that are needed, and I guarantee you that when you begin to support kids in those things, they would end up going and taking those things. I mean, I know a car mechanics here in California makes $75 an hour. Shit, that's more than the RN makes in some places. $75 an hour is what a car mechanic person makes here in Southern California. Yes. You know, trade schools. Don't think you don't need a good trade. You know, we need students who want to go to trade school. We need to support them, in their endeavor. So if you want to call into the show tonight, you're certainly welcome to do so. We want everybody to wake up. We want to tell people about what we do. A lot of times we talk about what we don't do and how we don't get along and who is this. Tonight, brothers and sisters, we're talking about that thing that pushes us to really interact with the community. When a storm comes through, how do we respond? What do we do? Do we have foundations established to assist or aid those who've lost, their home? I will tell you this: many of the ancient, free, and accepted Masons Grand Lodges got together during that Flint crisis. They're still in crisis mode, but when it really hit the fan, I would know that quite a few brothers got together and got pallets of drinking water to be sent to Houston, to be sent to Flint. They did that, and I want to commend them for doing that. And I would say the same thing that happened during the flood in Houston, Texas. In Texas, I would say even my Grand Lodge and a couple of lodges even sent in donations to other jurisdictions who found themselves in that situation, caught up in that just a few years back during that tragic time in Houston. Here in California, we have a lot of fires, and even during that time, brothers and sisters come together to assist and aid. I remember when they turned it used to be called Jack Murphy Stadium here in San Diego. We call it what is the name of that stadium now? Qualcomm. We don't have a professional football team. They moved to LA. So here in San Diego, we have Qualcomm Stadium, and what we do during that time, like about a year or so ago, they had the fires, right? So they asked for volunteers and people who specialized in whatever to come out and to volunteer their time and services to help those who was in need during that crisis here in California, in San Diego. And they did. And I want to commend those brothers and sisters from the various jurisdictions who went there at that time to assist and aid. And those who worked long hours at the hospitals, and the ambulance drivers and firemen who really put in that work during that time. A lot of us have various jobs that required us to stay over and to work overtime, be it during a time of floods, be it during a time of hurricanes and tornadoes. Our jobs require us, for those who are in the professional fields of first responders, to stay over and to work and to sacrifice your time and even your life to save someone else. So it is definitely something that we need to talk about, what we as Masons do, because a lot of us have those very professions that keeps us going and keep us pushing in the community. So if you want to call in tonight, the number is 619-286-0642. If you want to just tell us something about what's going on there in your jurisdiction. Greetings to everybody who's just come on. And Brother Cook, you need to call me now. I see you posting about what you're doing, but you need to call me and tell somebody about what you're doing and what part of the country you're in. This is across all genders, not genders, but across all jurisdictions. So we just want to push that. We just want to say this is what we're doing. I'm gonna give a big shout out to Fidelity Lodge. of Prince Hall here in San Diego, I seen that they had an adopted freeway where they're doing cleanups. I just want to commend them for the work that they're doing, you know. And that's Fidelity Lodge here in San Diego. All right, that is a Prince Hall lodge, you know. Let's see what we got. Brother Malcolm Prophet, my brothers picked me up from out of town and had dinner with me for my birthday. Well, happy birthday to you, young man. Malcolm Prophet, happy birthday to you. I'm glad to know that your brothers picked you up and had birthday dinner with you. From what I understood just a couple of days ago, you had made the decision that you want to be part of this great fraternal order of Freemasons. So when you do that, I definitely want to commend you, and I definitely want to send a hearty welcome to the fraternal order when you get initiated. I don't know when that time is going to be, but congratulations on your decision. All right, Grandmaster Stein, welcome aboard from Houston, Texas. Hey, Grandmaster Stein, I owe you an apology. I was in Texas last week for about 4 days. My brother, I apologize that I did not get an opportunity to spend or share any time with you. I was really trying to make rounds and it didn't happen. So when I come back through, we will make sure we get that set down, all right? So that's the Grandmaster Stein, Joshua Grand Lodge of Texas, Ancient Free and Accepted Masons. All right, who else we got here? Michael Foster. Greetings, Brother Foster. How you doing? I hope all is well with you. Brother Michael White. How you doing? Greetings, brother. I appreciate the package that you're sending me. You know what? I do, bro. I thank you for all you do. And, you know, even when you be like, put me in check, you know, like, Brother Hawkins, you know that ain't right. I just want to say thank you, you know, because sometimes we can get carried away. We can get emotionally involved in what we're talking about. And we can even miss our own point when we're trying to explain some things. So I just want to commend Brother White. You know, he and I talk a lot. So I just want to send him a big shout out and tell him thank you. I appreciate that. All right, who else we got on tonight? Brother Anthony Maddox, you need to give me a call, brother. If you're still online tonight, give me a call, 619-286-0642. We're talking in regards to the great things that we do as Masons. You know, sometimes we need to pat ourselves on the back because too many other times people are shooting at us. And not just physically shooting at us, but just basically saying that, you know, you're in a cult, you worship Satan, you're killing, you're sacrificing. Yeah, man, they talk about us like we don't know, you know, a whole lot. So it's just those things of just really generating and putting out the good works we do. I would say this past year at our 2-hour-1 dinner, we had the honor of honoring members of the Black Police Officers Association here in San Diego. We also honored Sister Francine Maxwell. She works with the teachers in education here in San Diego. One powerful sister. We also recognize Brother Tambuzi here in San Diego. He's awesome. I mean, you know, those are just some of the things we try to do. We try to honor those in the community that are really pushing the envelope to better the community, regardless of their race or whatever they're doing. This is what they try to do, you know. And this is what we're talking about tonight. The lines are open, 619-286-0642 if you want to get it in. That's what we're talking about tonight, the great things that Freemasons do in your community. So nobody can say, hey, we don't see what you're doing, we don't understand what you're doing, we don't know what you're all about. When here it is tonight, you can hear from yourself of anybody who wants to call in and talk about it. I know the Prince Hall Masons here in Omaha. Yeah, that's Brother Cook. You in Omaha. Okay. Omaha. Woo. Omaha. Wow. You got to call us and tell us about Omaha, bro. Great to have you aboard tonight. I don't know what time it is. This is a little after 8 on the West Coast. So, If you want to call in, you still got a few minutes, and then we're going to shut it down. Just want you to wake up and realize that you are a part of a great fraternal order of the Freemasons and the Eastern Stars, and knowing that we do good works in the community, and we need to really promote that. We need to really promote it and push it out there. Because if we don't, who will? If we don't, who will? All right, what we got? All right, what we got? Finch Lodge, number 207, Birmingham. Welcome aboard, brother. I appreciate you tuning in tonight. Thank you. Says nothing. Brother Lewis, troll alert. Says nothing. All right, I appreciate that. Please, if you just trolling through tonight, it's all good, because we're talking about the great things that we do as Masons to help benefit our community, no matter what community you're in. You know, Filipinos, my brothers who are Mexicans, and my brothers and sisters who are of the Caucasian persuasion, my African brothers, you know, and sisters. You know, we're just talking about what we do in the community, those great things we do. Be it feeding the homeless, be it the Masonic home centers, be it recognizing those who've done other great things in the communities from other organizations. You know, I know quite many of us are part of various other organizations, such as the NAACP, such as we have a thing here called the Black Men United. We have, let me see, we have Young and in Business. We have Black San Diego. There are quite a few different organizations here in San Diego that, you know, that we partner with, that we try to get involved with, and really let them know that we support them in their endeavors. And I'm quite sure that your lodge do the same. I'm just trying to see. Nobody wants to call in and says, ooh, y'all kill our real leaders. Oh, come on now. You was right about a troll alert. That will not be seen. Oh, wow. Shaking my head. Well, brother, keep shaking your head. It'll be all right. Tonight, we're telling you some of the great things we do. We've had some excellent leaders amongst Masons, be it black, white, or whatever. We've had some excellent leaders who have been Masons. And I just want to send all them leaders a shout out, you know, our ancestors who have really paved the way for our various jurisdictions. You know, I want to send them a big shout out because sometimes we tend to forget those who have gone before us and paved the way, you know, and we need to recognize that somebody paid a price for us to be where we're at and to have the things that we have in life. Somebody paid the price. Somebody made the ultimate sacrifice of their life. And nothing is free unless you're willing to die for it. Hold on just a second. Hello.
Yeah.
Who am I talking with?
Freemason Unlocked.
Oh, what's going on, Freemason Unlocked? Talk to me.
What's up, bro?
Well, tonight we're talking about the great things that Masons do. And we want to wake the community up. We want to wake ourselves up to share the great things we do. So what you got for me?
Okay.
Well, Freemason Unlocked. Want to tell me this here. You being in New York,
right.
I believe you're part of co-ed, right?
Right.
So what are the great things that co-ed does?
I'll say that for us, for the most part, we focus more on the members. We don't really focus on community activities like, you know, some lodges will hold, you know, back to school events for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, raise money to provide kids going back to school with book bags.
Uh-huh.
You know, school notebooks, you know, stuff like that. We don't really do that. We, for the most part, focus on our education as Freemasons.
Mm-hmm.
So our dues, like etc., mostly go towards our Masonic education as individuals.
Okay.
And our belief is that if we're properly trained or properly educated as Freemasons, as individuals, we will naturally help the community, basically, as an outgrowth of our self-development. So we don't put too much focus on what you would normally call charity, in the neighborhood. As an organization. So that's pretty much how we operate. And with a mainstream Masonry also, the state Grand Lodges, there are certain lodges that are called traditional observance lodges. Like with Colorado, the state Grand Lodge of Colorado. They have one traditional observance lodge.
Okay.
That's known as Enlightenment Lodge. I think the number is 186 or something like that.
Okay.
Anyway, like with their traditional observance lodge is similar to how co-masonry and other continental Masonic lodges operate. With Enlightenment Lodge, they pay $1 a day as far as dues. So they pay about $365 a year dues. And their lodge, you can look this up. Their lodge is similar, where they focus more on the members first. They don't really do too much charity as far as the community.
Now, in saying that, do you believe that lodges and chapters should focus more on their members instead of the community?
Yeah, I believe that. The reason I believe that is, in Masonry, we don't pay that much money in dues. I don't think any lodge pays that much money in dues. So, if our members are being trained correctly, as far as our education as Freemasons, naturally, we will act in such a way that will be charitable to the outer community. But if we run our lodges in a way where we're perfecting that we are a charitable organization, then we'll pretty much miss the point and purpose of Freemasonry. I believe that we'll miss what the degrees are teaching us.
Okay.
Even though we'll be doing things such as, helping orphans, widows, etc., because the finances will be pretty much limited. We don't pay that much money in dues as Freemasons. Most Masonic lodges, we really don't. So if we spend more time and more resources on Masonic education amongst us, it will be a natural outgrowth, because our teachings already teach us that we should be charitable.
Right.
So, that's how I feel about the whole thing. Even though I do believe, like in the last episode, one of the last episodes of my show, I asked some of the viewers to contribute to loveshriners.org, which is the Shriners charity for the children's hospitals. Of course, I believe in that. That's a good thing. But if we sacrifice our education as Masons for making ourselves look like we're a charitable organization for the public, I think that does a disservice to Freemasonry, personally. definitely.
Okay. And I can see that from that point of view. I mean, because we often talk about the work that we do in the community, and it can hinder you, because I know of people who have come into the organization looking, bro. I mean, you know, they do, and they have, and we have had to actually put a stop on it and let brothers know, hey, look, if you want to assist or aid a brother, it is of your own free will and accord, because some people have actually come in to just try to use the organization to get what they can get, and they gone. I've seen it.
Right.
You know, but that's not to speak ill, but just to say that we who are in the lodges and chapters should remain cautious at all times until that brother or sister have shown themselves that they're going to be around for a little while and that they're really dedicated to what we all about. So I had a troll on here tonight. I have kicked him off the page. He or she will not be coming on the page any longer. I'm just tired of people coming on the page, brother. Freemason Unlock, and just throwing stuff out there. I mean, just you know, no, you're not. I'm not having that here tonight.
Right.
So I appreciate you calling in, Freemason Unlock, and thank you. And hey, if you guys want to tune in to something a little different, definitely give Freemason Unlock a shout out. Illuminating Light, is that what you call it now, brother?
Oh yeah, I switched it to Illuminati Light.
Oh, Illuminati Light. Oh, he wants to get you now. He wants to bring you in, suck you in, and show you something that you ain't seen before. So definitely tune into his channel. I appreciate him always calling in, and I just want to say thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, bro.
All right, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and hang up, and I'm going to have this line freed up. So if there's anybody else that want to call in tonight, certainly that number to call in is going to be 619-286-0642 is the number that you want to call tonight. If you want to shed some light on anything that your lodge or your chapter may be doing for the benefit, not only for the community, but for your chapter. You know, I would say this. I remember receiving a phone call from one of the sisters letting us know that, hey, look, they was in a tight. And I gave the Grand Master a call. I said, look, we have a sister that's in a tight. Is there anything we can do? Her niece had passed away. She's trying to get back home to Detroit. What can we do? He said, well, let's call the secretary. See what the secretary says. See what the treasurer says. Gave him a call. We was able to assist and aid that sister in getting home to be with her family during that time. And she was very grateful, and I'm thankful that we was able to do that. And I'm quite sure many of you have done some of the same thing for your members. So please, if you want to share that tonight, just give a call in, 619-286-0642. Willing to hear from you. The traveling man, the gift, I'm not sure what you mean. You have not already located a lodge to join. Oh, okay. All right. Want to send Jimmy a big shout out from Lunch Ford Lodge, number 45, Free and Accepted Masons, Most Wishful Prince Hall, Grand Lodge out of Detroit. Just want to send you a big shout out and welcome aboard. So look, we're about an hour into the show tonight, and we're talking about those great things that we do as Masons in the community. And even for our own who happen to be Masons, you know, we just need to share some of the great things that we do, because we're always talking about and debating some of the negative things and some of the things, other stuff. I'm not necessarily saying negative stuff, but we always debate having those conversations. Let's have the conversation about those great things we do. So if you want to call in tonight, 619-286-0642. Give us a shout out and tell us about some of the great things that your jurisdiction is doing. Be it Prince Hall, Modern Free International, or Ancient Free and Accepted Masons. We just want to hear from you tonight and just tell us, hey, this is what we got going on. Now, I do know Texas had this thing called bourbon and cigar night. I'm not a cigar smoker, but I think I can find some guys who like to puff and on a good cigar, you know. So if you got something great you need to say about your larger chapter, please don't be waiting. Don't be shy. Go on, make that call. I'm just reading some of the things that are being here tonight. Brother Brandon Lewis, I hope I didn't mess you up, brother. You know, I see you put a post and you said faith, hope, and charity. And I think I deleted something else you put up, but it wasn't for you. It was actually for somebody else. My fault, and I apologize to you. So let's keep this rolling for a couple of more minutes. Oh, I'm hitting the 1 hour mark. I don't have long to be on tonight. So if you got something you need to share or say, please give a call in 619-286-0642. We're just talking about some of the great things that Masons do in the community. Right here on yours truly, the John G. Jones Show. You know, Research Lodge number 147. We just want to get it in tonight and have a good time, a great conversation about those great things that we do. All right, let me see what I got up here. Greeting, brothers. Charles Rogers. Welcome aboard. All right, so Malcolm Prophet, I just had my baptism today. I'm receiving the gift of the Holy Ghost the 3rd of March, 9 a.m. Did you join church, Malcolm Prophet? I'm just trying to understand the gift of the Holy Spirit. You know, did you join church? And if so, was it the Church of God in Christ? I'm just trying to figure it out, bruh. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the baptism unless it's through the church, you know. But anyway, I'm going to get ready to sign off tonight. I hope that everybody's gotten something from this. And I just want to appreciate you. I want us to share the good things we do. I want us to share it with everybody and let them know that Masonry is about really building up the community, building up the individuals in their lodges and chapters. And we do some great things. And let's not be shy about the great things we do. Too many times we don't pat ourselves on the back because we don't want to be saying what we do. But that's okay. Sometimes we need to say what we do because if you don't, nobody else will. So until I see you, until we have a great conversation, I just want to greet each one of you in peace, love, and soul. And definitely, whatever you do, always keep your light on and stay out the bushes. I'm yours truly. Peace and be well. Well, I thought I was going to be cracking off, but that's not necessarily happening. Man, I don't know what's going on tonight. Maybe